and we're live now.
Oh no! How did this
Is the
happen?
thing. Well, it just happened.
The game too loud. Why'd you let me do this?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to try and deafen you a little bit. That was rude of me. I shouldn't have done that. My bad. Alright. Right! We have to finish the hospital.
Yeah, we do.
Ugh.
We're Jill now.
Or Jill, and there's so many locks.
And there's possibly some frogs.
Not the frogs!
There's been a frog or two.
Morning, sunshine.
Been a couple,
You saved my
frog.
life.
I sure as shit didn't. That was all Carlos. He carried you here and he treated you himself, crazy bastard.
Carlos is nice, actually.
We love him
Charged up
now.
all the vaccine
He's a
enough to
sweet
give the city some
puppy.
He thinks he can
I
do
would
this
like
by
to
himself. I'm going
Tousle
after
his
him.
hope.
hair.
Wait, did you see the broadcast? They're gonna blow the city sky high.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to get
fine.
a hold of someone anyway.
How would I have
Parents
seen
to
the
stop.
broadcast, my dude?
Leave this person alone. He's professional.
So am I.
We've been seeping.
She's not. She's taking the news well.
I mean, it's no worse than, like, the rest of her day has been, right?
Yeah.
Finding out that the city's gonna get blown up, that's pretty par for the course at this point. Like, yeah, that seems like that's the correct move. That's sure, yeah, that's happening. My
At
brain
least
is
getting blown up by a nuke is quick. We're not getting eaten alive by zombies.
right though?
Nem's here. See our other Nem friend.
Hi, Nem. Thank you for the contribution to the wholesome stream. There's
Also
supposed to
Saber.
be hi Saber and Fruity. Thank you for the contribution as well. There's supposed to be an item around here, and I don't know where. But I
Maybe
want
it's
it.
under the pillar.
Why? Why would they do that?
That's very rude.
It's so rude.
Aaron's
Allie.
here. Allie's here.
Allie, I meant to ask you a thing earlier, and then I forgot. And I could ask you now, but I'm gonna make it weird
Wait,
and be like,
turn
I'll
around.
ask you later.
Sorry, is that red herb on the desk? Is that a real plant and not in a background? Is
This?
this the item?
That's
Okay, that
just,
doesn't look like a herb anymore when you get
that's
close
just,
to it.
That's just flowers.
Oh, there was a secret herb pretending to be flowers.
No, it's just flowers.
No, it's just flowers.
But not friend flowers. Oh, grip it and
Heck.
rip it. Did you spill it? What'd you do?
No, I thought the flowers were a herb is the thing.
Oh.
We can't smoke those flowers.
You cannot smoke those flowers. Is that it? That was it. The thing that was in
nice.
here is what was lighting up all three of these rooms. I got an invitation this morning, and I just wanted to know if that was from you. That's all. That's all I wanted to ask and then forgot to ask. But I'm asking now. That's all. Yeah, okay. It was... I'm only asking because I got it, like, as a text message, as opposed to, like, an email or something, and there were no, like, names. No, it did not say it was from you, and I was like... The title that it sent me seemed very on brand for something that you would send to me. And so I was like, and the timing seems right. I don't want to share what it is in case other people, you know, nobody needs to know what I'm talking about. Let me just speak very cryptically. Make everything weird for everybody.
That was simple luck with a master market. Sorry.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm supposed to go, though.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's a whole other section of the building. Which is
You're right.
the only reason I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to go get all the other things first.
We did see a lot of simple locks.
There are so many simple locks. But
Sorry,
yeah.
we can go back to cryptic mystery now.
Yeah, definitely check with other people if maybe invite went funky. But yeah, it like sounded like something that you would send, but there was nothing. There were no markers on it that made it seem like it was anything that I needed. Hey, mag ammo.
That was Magnum Bullet.
Yeah, it was. But basically my whole thought was, if this is not from Allie and Travis, then scammers are getting smart and really tuning into the millennial mindset with their trapping titles. But no, okay, cool. Sorry, that was a very long-winded way to just say, "Hey, is this from you?" I am. Man, scared me.
This looks like Nikolai's.
Also, just
What do
very
you mean,
tired again
Jill?
today.
He's that nice Russian friend.
This is our very good buddy. Do y'all just send that out again? You did. And there is still no names connected to it. It looks so sketchy! Honestly, I like the way that... Okay, yeah. So BB is turning a year old, or has turned a year old. But it's I definitely... Please.
Pistol's not gonna do it.
Yeah, I realized that as I was
sorry.
shooting, but I panicked!
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
so scared! Jill! You have to aim!
Just getting
Okay.
attacked by a big frog, though, Kish.
Horrible. I
Frog is large.
left all of my... Where is he?
Why frog?
Frog?
Ooh, that does have mines loaded.
Oh, thank you.
Just keeping an eye out for you.
I only have mine rounds on me.
At least you got one more inventory space.
That is true. But yeah, I think like the first birthday, maybe even the first two, are probably best as celebrations for the parents. Y'all have worked very hard for more than a year to have baby stuff and do baby things. So, you know what? Congrats, you kept a baby alive for a year. So, you know, that's that. That's my thoughts on that. Also, thank you, Travis, for the contribution to the wholesome stream. Well, if it isn't my favorite Gucky friend. Gucky.
It's my favorite Gucky too. That's a coincidence.
Yeah,
Have all the Guckies, I know.
Dang. This is my favorite Gucky. Hello. Behold. Best Guck. How you doing, friend?
10 out of 10 Guck.
Oh my god, I'm sorry I am like this today. Yeah, same though. I'm also very sleepy and feeling very silly about it. But it's fine.
It's a silly day.
It's a silly day. I don't think you get it. It's just a silly day. But yeah, I'm excited to finish this game, and I'm excited to stream with my friend, and I'm excited that my friends are showing up. And that's that. It's still technically a Sunday.
It's
for
Sunday.
Fruity, right?
For 18 more minutes.
There's frog there.
Frog sounds.
Frog sounds intensify.
Angry ribbiting.
Aggressive croaking.
They're
Okay, where is he?
coming.
My god. Okay, where is he? I hear him going. Come here?
Sounded like you were over there, but
He is
Oh, he's
definitely
over there.
There he is.
crunching. What a crunchy frog. It's kind of terrifying that the grenade launcher doesn't just stop them.
Yeah. Yeah. I am scared and concerned. I have too much trash in my inventory.
There's no one else with my accent. My accent is stupid. Okay. I have a nonsense accent.
It's just the general accent that you can't place. Okay, that's a thing that I want, but probably can't have, which is sad and horrible. Yeah, how's everyone doing today, by the way? Oh, I can have it.
We really need that magnum.
Yeah,
We
where
have so many bullets now.
Oh, I wonder if it's in the safe that we haven't opened. In the lost and found safe, you know?
Okay.
Oh, there's stuff in the treatment room. What's in the treatment room? Fruity, teach us how you do your silly accent.
You just talk proper like me.
Just that easy?
Hi.
Just that simple. Where?
Oh. Horrible.
Well, okay.
Awful explosive air.
Here's the thing, game.
That's what the A stands for, an explosive air. What is... It's hard, cause like...
We go there.
We have 3 guns that are all very useful in specific situations, and we can't really be without them in those situations.
Right? And it's not like... They keep cropping up often enough that we can't just put it away and be like, oh, I'll just come back for it at some point if I need it. Also, hi, alpaca. And so, yeah, it's just... I mean, at this point, I could get rid of the knife, but I like it. I like yelling at it.
We could definitely just use the pistol for knife stuff.
Yeah.
As much as it seems wasteful, we do have a lot of pistol bullets.
Yeah.
I wonder if Phil played this and there's no ammo in it.
There's no ammo in this game. I am gonna use one of these.
We can put that explosive away. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got an explosive something yellow. Yellow explosive box.
I was actually gonna try and like use up some of the gunpowder that we have so that we can
Alright. Alright, never mind. That's
clear
good
up
too.
some of the space that's in here. And like we'll put away any of the extra mines that we have, or grenade ammo we have. But that way, like, we have extra stuff. Honestly, I can put these away. I don't need it.
They're handy for the boss fight, but like, I don't know about general use.
We'll make
It's like,
some...
probably rather have those explode right away. I do see them being useful against acid rounds.
Yeah. We hadn't made any of those yet, so...
Now, we want to save those for Nemesis. This is generally the way acid rounds work. They're real good against mutants.
Yeah.
Type advantage. Elemental weakness to acid Nemesis has.
We can't make any more shotgun shells. And we're good on handgun
We're
ammo
so good
for
on handgun
now.
right now.
So I guess we won't be using up any more of our gunpowder that we have. But it's nice to know that we have it, and we can save it in case we get the high-grade gunpowder, so we can make shells. Okay, but I do need to go get that, whatever it is, the gunpowder from the treatment room.
Yeah.
And then we'll run back here, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. And it'll be great, and that guy definitely scared the piss out of me. Despite him being dead and on the floor, he also scared me. It's over here.
I mean,
I know where things are.
Callus just did that one. We saw it.
Yeah. But I didn't do it. I, as in Jill, the character that I Kaysh am currently playing.
It was past Kesh.
That bitch.
Past Kesh is a mystery. Also a
Honestly.
nightmare.
Absolute nightmare. Menace, honestly.
I'll just give it as explosive, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Explosive's fine.
We like explosives. That leaves us with fair few,
Yeah, we got a good selection. Definitely want to
Yeah.
get those mine rounds out for Nemesis, I think, next time if
Yeah.
we have the option, just because we have loads of them.
Definitely. And I am gonna save. And from here, we go to... We'll go to the staff room first since it's closest.
Yeah.
I'm doing good, Akos. How are you? It's
I hope that
Excuse
was
me?
the door closing very loudly, but okay. Oh. Company.
Sir?
Very wiggly.
Horrible and rude and bad. And I don't want to bother with any of this. He said,
See,
"Yo!"
we have like 100 pistol rounds, but here's the problem with the pistol. It sucks a lot.
It's so bad. Hey, pistol, kind of ass. Shotgun shells, though.
That's a lot of shotgun shells, though. That's real good.
Yeah. No, weak. It's
We
kind of
could
exciting.
try the burst pistol if we're just done with the normal pistol.
No, I don't want to change this late in the game. Is the main thing.
Plus, we put the knife away, so we'd have to shoot all the
Yeah.
boxes 3 times.
Yeah, that's not great. Ooh, what'd you paint?
I painted.
So many different options for what you could have painted, and I would like to know what you painted. But yeah, also just, it's nice to hear that you're excited about
Think I can
stuff. I
squeeze
love
by.
that. Yeah, you can. But before we do,
Callus is just too dumb to duck.
he doesn't know
Jill
how to
sees
get...
that and is like, oh, hey, there's a gap. I can go under that.
I am concerned about just walking into this room.
We're having getting jumped a lot.
Here's something
Can't trust
above us.
Callus to be that thorough. Yeah, I think there might be a hunter gonna drop out of the vents at some point.
But hey, high-grade gunpowder.
Sounds awful dead space in here.
Yeah, we're just gonna make our way out. Burlap sack creature.
Sick man.
A woohoo.
Every day he's out here making sack man.
A woohoo. Jill. Okay.
Jill, don't crawl in the blood.
I mean, how else is she gonna get through?
Just crouch. Just duck walk
No.
under it like a normal video game character.
No, no duck walk.
Ooh.
Okay. There are
Is
things
this like
here.
a thing you've built? Because I'm very. I like when people build weird stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
burlap sack man.
Got the achievement Kendo's Army? I have gotten all weapons in game?
Yeah, I was gonna assume that was what it was.
Okay. But that also takes up... Oh my god, please.
Yeah, if we bring in the
Please.
Magnum, we're leaving something else, I think, because we don't need that for like general purpose stuff.
No, absolutely. I figure if we take the
If I-
Magnum, we're leaving behind the handgun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or we cycle to the Magnum when we run out of shotgun ammo.
Yeah.
Either way, we don't need it right now. Can definitely go in box.
Okay, and I think that's everything. I think that's everything. So now we need to go back to reception. Okay.
We're going to be seeing Nemesis a lot, so at some point we probably are going to want to just put the handgun away.
Yeah. Also, Gucky and Alpaca, thank you for the contributions. Where am I? I need to go south. Is this correct?
Yeah? I think so. I think this is where we're saying on the map.
Fuck
Oh, yeah.
off! Jill. Fucking kidding me, guy.
You were getting him. You weren't getting him like square on, but you were still hitting him. Shotgun's
Good.
really good against them, actually.
Yeah.
In the original PlayStation 1 games, you really just want to stun lock hunters with the shotgun. You don't want to give them a chance to move. So they've kept a weakness to shotguns, which we love to see.
And we'll take that out so that I can make more shotgun shells. And we will put this away for right now.
Yeah, we'll see you, Magnum. All right now, friend.
Soon. And we are doing kinda rough.
It's kind of a little red as the screen.
It's fine.
Hey,
We're doing great. And one more time. Because I don't want to have to go through to grab all of this stuff again. Let's freaking go.
yeah. I don't want
Plus-
to jinx anything, so touch wood. But we are doing like surprisingly good on stuff. Wait, is that the last one?
Yeah, apparently.
Just got achievement.
And
Dang.
it had the little marker.
What's been near the end? At some point, he has to say there was a hospital here once. It's gone now. So it must be
Wait a second.
kind of the origin of the thing, but not really, because it's there was a door here once. It's gone now in Silent Hill. But then Resident Evil made it funny by doing exactly the same quote with the hospital. You got Mr. Everywhere up there in the pipes. Horrible.
I think they may not. They made a noise like they did though, but I'm not seeing it.
Trust your Mr. Everywhere instincts.
I do love that, like, you knew what I was doing just because I stopped dead in my tracks and started looking around.
You stop dead and look around, and you go very quiet because you're trying to
Concentrating. I'm listening.
find him by echolocation.
It's my horrible echolocation voice, apparently. Heck.
This
Okay.
must be the way underground.
There are things in here. There were things in here. I guess we're leaving. Also, grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it. I heard that one.
Good. Discord didn't hide it.
Yeah.
No hide to the grip and rips, Discord. It's important.
How is it no one in the hospital ever noticed all this?
They're probably too busy doing
The
other
forbidden
things.
door.
Wait. I don't know what I've just done, but I wanted
Pressing
this.
buttons.
I just got excited.
We could definitely do with Callus's fucking pouches.
Honestly, he needs to share. I want snack pouches.
So we are literally Jill. Our thing is that we have the most pouches. How come this man has more pouches than us?
He probably stole all of them.
Callus is the pouch master.
Okay, hold on.
Jill's been replaced.
I mean, she's still the master of unlocking. Ooh!
Yeah, she's still got that. Oh, hey.
They did say, I hear your plea. To all employees, we've identified an issue with the electrical box where concurrent use of heavy machinery overloads. Hold on, what? Where concurrent use of heavy machinery overloads it and causes the fuses to blow out. I understand. If you encounter this problem and can't get the elevator running, please stay calm. Gather fuses from sub-generators situated around the warehouse and use those to restore power from the main generator as quickly as possible.
Fucking umbrella.
They're the worst, I think, is what we need to just generally understand.
Message just said, hey, if you turn on too much, if too much garbage gets turned on, the lift won't work. We still hold you accountable if you're late for work. Just fix it, you told me.
Ultra capitalist, stupid company. Very well lit in here.
This is a boss fight.
It's just a stupid man.
It's a stupid
there's glass
man.
between us. Okay, well, I can't jump down that way. Understood. Can't go that way. All right, this was the way. I see you, Nikolai. Can I just not? No, I have to.
Nikolai.
He says, I won't talk to you until you step forward enough. Just kidding, he won't talk to me, period.
It's just hanging out. It's just standing here.
I must admit, I respect your tenacity, but I'm afraid our games end here.
Sir,
This is over.
please. Oh!
Oh, naked zombies. Those are the worst kind.
Put some clothes on! Not being quite as conservative with ammo just because we're gonna get rid of it anyway.
This guy is...
Sir?
He's strong? What a tough lad.
He's kind of an idiot though, so...
Yeah,
you know.
it's not quick. He's just very, very strong.
Please close, please close. Okay.
By Wiggly Man.
Barriers. Zombies one weakness. Give me that.
Hey!
No more handgun ammo.
Kim, why?
Game, please.
Doesn't do anything.
Okay, this is fine. Hello? Somebody went, ow?
Maybe the reason these pistol bullets don't do anything is because we haven't got the Kendo Custom Samurai Edge. That is a dog.
Dog, please! I need that neck!
Dog. Hey! Just that easy.
Didn't really want to use my shotgun for that, but, you know.
It's a very fair use of shotgun if you ask me, and we're still doing good on
Yeah.
shells.
No, definitely. I don't wanna.
We're not tripping over them like we have pistol bullets, but you're doing fine on shells.
Stop dropping shit on my head.
Is that Nikolai, or does it just do that?
Both?
Is everything just fucking
Maybe.
broken?
Somebody's making some noises over there.
That's a bad noise. That's a high flower.
Also, I see your shadow. Oop. And I am missing your noggin. Okay.
Hey,
How's it going, friend?
probably just. Yeah.
Lieutenant. No, wait.
Herbs. Okay. Well, before I do that, I'm gonna go up this elevator because I assume I have to get the fuse. Never mind, the elevator does not run.
Doesn't have controls.
Okay. Exciting!
Flowers.
Channel things.
Yeah. Although you absolutely don't have to do nothing special. It's fine, but also that is exciting.
I hear one.
That's not what I thought you meant, but then I saw him and
Sorry.
it's very exciting.
I heard a Mr. Everywhere.
I hear him.
Oh?
Do we need that up? So I can run across?
I guess? Then why?
Why do the lifts not work from on the lift? That man just said brains? That man said brains? Can we just all acknowledge that that man said brains?
He said it again?
Said it again?
Oh, maybe
Oh, hey,
these
those guys are special.
just don't die. I do want to
It
go over
could
there.
be... Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say, I just want to get over there, because that is the door that leads back to the start of it. He definitely said, follow me. He said, follow me! Follow me!
Said
Come
brains.
here! Hey!
Everyone heard
Follow
it.
me!
Fooled no one.
Follow me!
There are like naked zombies in 2 and this, I think? Maybe even the first one that like respawn when you leave the room. When you're in the labs. In at least one of them. In some of them, I think. Bad Gooper Man.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put my health stuff down here. And...
The pouches.
In the pouches. And, you know, since we're here, I'll just top off on that.
Call out trolls in chat today, Cash.
My god.
I said just ban everyone.
Watch out, Fruity might go mad with power, and there is nothing I can do to stop them. I'm sure it's fine. Is there... There's a door there. No one but me can see that. Well,
Yep.
I guess the other mods, but my god.
No one but you.
If only others knew.
That's a secret joke. Oh, Allie can see it.
Allie
knows
can
that.
see it.
Amy would not be happy with that either.
No, Fruity banned flowers? Just flowers. And Gucky!
Yeah, you both gone.
My god. This is horrible.
This
There
is why
is-
you don't mess around with me. No, you're not. Gucky, you banned. I banned you.
There is something in there.
Oh, jeez.
Again. Nope! Fuck! I don't have 4 weapons equipped, so... Shit!
Oh, heck.
What?!
Oh, where did he come from?
I thought he was dead.
There's a lot going on.
I'm glad you saw it. Listen, we love these kinds of jokes here. Can I put... Nope, okay. I don't have it at all. I don't have anything. I have to do
Hmm.
All
we
of that
save?
again.
Did we save at this save point?
I thought I did.
Apparently not. Don't think we did.
I'm gonna
Or
cry.
it's weird if we loaded here if we haven't. It's fine. We'll remember to save next time.
Just do that.
Also, we do not have to respect this lumpy boy.
Not at all.
We know that now. He's very slow and very dumb.
Kind of a dummy.
What
No.
a bad zombie. No, you're not getting on, friend.
Idiot.
Lifts up for not for dead people.
You have to be this alive to ride. Also, I have to move everything around in my inventory again. Please.
So many everything bullets.
Hate this. Hate this so much. Okay.
Honestly, Phil said there's no bullets in this game.
There's no bullets in this video game. There's no ammo.
No ammo, no health.
I mean, if you're Carlos, there's no... Fuck off.
I mean, Carlos did run out. He had loads, but he used it. Oh, nice shot.
Okay.
Yeah, one shot on both. Blasted the first one out of the air.
It's very good, and I'm very happy about that, because I was concerned I was going to get neck bit again. They're very fast, is the thing. Yeah, this video game I'm playing, you do, every once in a while, it's not a staple of the game or anything, you do miss a lot. Oh my god, fuck off. Please.
The main gameplay is finding hexagonal valve handles to unlock doors.
Dang it. No, wait.
But
It's
sometimes
true.
you have to do a shoot. Like all Resident Evil games, it's mostly about the valve handles.
Absolutely, though.
Is that Code Veronica, where you get the square valve and then the hexagonal valve handle?
It might be. I thought
Because
it
that
was.
has burned itself into my brain forever.
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong. I've done this wrong again. I need to ignore this first panel. Is the thing. And I will not ignore the first panel because I see a thing that I interact with and I want to interact with it. The game knows this, and it's a trap, and it's doing it just to annoy me. Specifically, to annoy me. That boy just face tanked that. I am so not happy right now. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, got it. I want that, Jill.
Damn, please. We want the shotgun shells.
Sorry, I'm not looking directly at it.
That guy's making some top tier zombie sounds. Vacant, but with a hint of sadness.
Who died
Like a
and
drunk
made
who's
him?
lost a bet.
Who died and made him king of the zombies? Store.
I like how whichever one it is that has the valve things, it's definitely Claire's involved.
Mm-hmm.
Claire is just a valve connoisseur.
She knows her valves. What can we say? Actually, I am gonna store that and take that out instead.
Yeah.
And you are all witnessing me saving our game right now.
I'm witnessing.
Okay.
Witness me.
What? Excuse me.
It's kind of fine. They don't really do anything.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. We don't care. I picked it up. That's all that matters. Okay. Great. Also, what's over here?
Treasure.
More handgun
Pistol
bullets.
bullets.
Please. I brought out the other ones because we had the space, and also I am just kind of trying to use them up at this point.
Yeah. See, the problem is we don't have the Kendo Custom Samurai Edge. That'd be... Oh boy, would that be doing some work.
The joke is kendo guns are the worst guns? For anyone who
probably
doesn't know.
They're probably fine. They just
No.
don't do it against zombies. They're very, like, it makes them sound very cool and special.
Here's
And then
the
you shoot
thing.
the zombies 100 times and they don't die.
Here's the thing, I don't care about a gun that's not good against zombies.
Yeah, in this world of zombies.
Also, I imagine it doesn't take much to do an ouch on a person. We are very squishy creatures, just
Yeah, that's fine.
generally speaking. I hate this so much.
Horrible. Please don't discard the fuses. We're gonna have to come back out, eh?
Yeah, we are. There is enough
There's just too
gunpowder.
many items.
Yeah, there's enough gunpowder there that I don't want to leave it. Is the big thing.
Big lumpus.
Come here, open up your stupid mouth. Are you actually dead now?
He seems to have deflated.
I don't know that I trust him. And great, more items that I can't have. Perfect! I love this! Jill, you need more pockets!
Need more pouches.
Give pouch to Jill.
Can someone spare us a pouch?
Carlos has like 20. Why can't he give us like 2?
Does anyone have as many
Wow!
snacks? What? Okay, that guy just no-scoped you.
Honestly!
That was a
Fuck
180-degree
off!
pivot in 1 second. Man doing ballet moves over there.
Horrible. I'm gonna store that, and... No, it's just the typewriter, okay. I wanna go put these fuses in the thing.
I'll put the grenade away. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I could put the grenade launcher away too. You're right, you're right.
Yeah, it's not got many in it anymore.
Whoop. Okay, you can go away for now.
It in fact has 0 in it anymore.
Yeah. Look at that dumb idiot. Also...
Wiggly man. Oh god, more items.
Yeah. He says, "What the fuck?" He didn't like me making fun of him.
They get faster the more you meme on them.
Yeah.
Now we know. Well, we're missing 2.
No, we're missing a single one.
Actually, we're missing 2. I don't think he's gonna stop just because we shoot him.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Fuck off!
He's not that interested in us shooting him. He's very funny though.
He's very silly. Please? Okay. Ah!
It's fine.
I was scared.
We know he doesn't like the lift.
Yeah,
He
but
likes floor.
what if this time, though?
Nah.
What if this time?
Wibbly wobbly man would never.
But yeah, we're on the hunt for fuses, which is classic horror game fetch quest. It's not a horror game unless you have to search for a fuse, and honestly, I do blame Silent Hill and Resident Evil for making that trope sort of be. Because now every single, and I can't even just say every indie horror game, but every single horror game will have you do a fuse fetch quest.
At
And
least,
it's like,
at least as far as we know, touch wood, there's not a fuse puzzle.
oh, oh, no fuse puzzle.
Would you say you refuse? Refuse.
Please. I thought if I ignored it, it would just
No.
go away. I should have known
see,
better.
The word refuse also contains the word fuse.
The joke is, I'm looking for fuses right now, and the word refuse has fuse in it. Ah!
Where is fuse?
I don't know. Do we see any red anywhere?
Do we need to... How do we move this one? Can we move this one?
Yeah,
Maybe we can't move that. Oh, okay.
we can move that one by doing this. But
Was that one up or down to start with?
it was down to start with, because it's the one that I was running around on being like, oh, I need to take this one
yeah,
up. And
that
then
makes
didn't have
sense.
Yeah.
This one was up to start with, but if you put it down, it doesn't seem to do anything, right?
Yeah. And I think every entrance is blocked off from where I can get to on it.
Yeah.
So I think that door, which is in this bad hallway, but before we get to the safe room, is
That
what
makes
we
sense.
need. Which...
Just watch out for the guy. He's wiggly.
Fucking guy. You wanna come over
He
here?
just doesn't seem to be doing nothing. He's just hanging out, and then all of a sudden... Ah, other door.
Yeah, I want to drop some stuff
Ah,
off.
Sorry, I thought...
No, it's all good.
He'd very carefully explained to me which door we were
Yeah.
going through, and then gone through the wrong door.
I probably should have mentioned that I wanted to stop in here to do some inventory management, but I'm not going to do that. So I will just allow you to be slightly panicked when I go the wrong place.
That's fine. Keep me on my toes.
Yeah. Okay, and then we... No, door, please!
Okay, this is somewhere we can't access before.
Yeah. Hello? Heard somebody gurgling. Might be naked boy over there.
We do know about Naked Boy over there.
Ah!
Oh.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Listen. We got this. I should probably keep that equipped for right now. Okay. I'm gurgling here.
Alright, here goes.
Okay.
Zombie just whiffles around going, hey, I'm gurgling here.
Oh no! Gurgles. Get me through, get me through, get me through. Great. And restore. And we're doing fine on health. I know I've been saving a whole lot.
No, it's fine. They
but-
didn't checkpoint in this section. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
We already established they done checkpoints, so
Yeah.
yeah, save every time you get a chance. Why not?
Please, 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 please! Please!
Oh, one of them's got lumps.
2 of them got lumps.
2 of them have lumps.
3 of them have lumps.
This just in, all 3 of them have lumps.
Ow!
Lumpers.
You can't! Oh my god.
Ah!
That is a vagina.
It's just a lump head.
Fuck off!
This is just that guy. We're not getting lumped.
I'm not getting lumped. But it is annoying. And I hate them.
So weird.
Get me out of here! Stupid idiot.
I'll show him.
Shit, he got away.
Well, yeah, Jill, we did just take like 20 minutes. He's not gonna just stand up here and wait for us.
He's a busy man.
He's got shit to do. Ooh. Magnum upgrade.
If that makes the Magnum do more damage, I'm very happy with it.
Extra speed to bullets,
Okay.
increasing damage.
Big barrel make bullet go fast. That is
Yeah.
a silly gun.
It
That is an
and I
Albert
love it.
Wesker gun.
I am here for it. We will keep it on us.
Yeah, it's
for
little
right
enough that we can
now.
carry it around without
Yeah.
like dedicating the whole inventory to it, and it probably does a ton of damage.
Mm-hmm. And then I will take one of these. Just
Magnums
as-
in Resident Evil games tend to be like comically overpowered,
Yeah.
but very limited on ammo.
Yeah. This is fine. Okay. I imagine we've got a fight with Nikolai. Is what I anticipate is happening,
Fair.
but I don't know.
To be fair, he's just a guy, right?
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's just a guy.
He's
Game?
just a little guy. There is a computer that's lit up over there. Maybe we press the.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Gotta press all the buttons. Go enter password into the password.
Unfinished activity log. I love that it is just like a trash word document. Infiltrated RC. Disturbances are sporadic. Commencing mission. Observed 5 RPD officers engaging a pack 20 strong. Officers annihilated in 20 minutes. Test run at university. Diverted pack, including canines, to campus. 64% infection and conversion in 2 hours. No survivors. Successful rendezvous with MV platoon. We'll make first attempt at dawn. Bruh, I don't care.
They're moving the zombies around on purpose from down here.
Yeah. They've got eyes on our friends.
Who's?
Cool.
They said there were male stars who's infected?
Brad.
Oh yeah, Brad's. Yeah, it didn't go well.
No.
Joe.
Yeah, the most commonly used
Tyrone.
passwords from hackers was God,
Through.
sex,
They're willing to
and
Ah,
shit. What was it?
They'll call off the strike if, and this is one big ass if.
I don't
we can
remember the other
deliver
one.
vaccine
It was
to them
another like 3-letter word though,
before they launch.
How long do we have?
Hours.
or there were
Maybe.
2 others. Yeah.
Then
I
let's
don't
not waste
remember.
one more second.
It was very silly though. Hackers was kind of good in that it's a bad movie
We'll find
and
the
it's
vaccine
fun
up ahead.
and very
Mom's
gay.
favorite movie. Be nice.
I said it was good. It's bad.
I said
in
it
a
was
good
bad
way.
first.
Yeah, but like in a fun way. I'm not apologizing for my opinion on this trash movie.
Sure you don't need to stop?
Do what?
It
I
was
think
a
this
mo-
man might be bit, by the way.
All right,
You think?
let's get this done.
What gives you that idea?
He's got red on him.
Got red on you.
Alright, let's do a medical check on you, guy. Why do you keep jogging off? What's going on?
Yeah, it was great for 95. Well, I don't think it matters if he was bit
Is
or
that-
not.
Oh, his
not-
nemesis just meat now.
His nemesis. He meet me on.
Keep going.
It's very chunky now.
Well,
No.
I don't think it matters that he was bit.
Yeah, it's fine. You can be bit now.
Shit.
This is a problem, Bo. Oh,
Now
look
we got a
him!
Magnum on us. If we gotta fight.
It's true.
We're gonna have to fight him soon, though, if we don't have to fight him right now.
Yeah.
It's still got like the top bits of a person, but then the bottom is just me. And it's
mean-
just tentacles now all over the place.
Describing the top half as person is very generous.
Well, it's vaguely person shaped.
Man shaped. Ooh, give me that. Do you love that it is giving me high grade gunpowder now?
Yeah.
Because it does know that the handgun is not cutting it.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like, oh, just put the handgun away, use your shotgun at this
But I have
point. But it's like,
so
but
much
we have
freaking ammo.
100 bullets. We have literally 100 bullets just hanging
Right?
around.
Alright. Attention Nest 2 employees! The objectives of this T-Virus research facility differ from those of Umbrella's main Nest facility. Here we focus on real-world use cases which arise as new bioweapons are created and introduced, such as the need for T-Virus vaccines and new weaponry capable of suppressing bioweapons. Some aspects of our work here can be dangerous, so it is imperative that all employees adhere to workplace regulations without fail. In particular, unauthorized entry by unapproved visitors or the removal of work-related data or materials will be met with severe disciplinary measures. It is a great honor to be part of the finest research organization in the world. Keep this in mind and stick to the rules as we forge new and revolutionary technologies. Great. I have a map. That man is dead. The pistol is for breaking boxes, knocking over a
Yeah.
couple of guys, and generally testing to see if things are zombies.
Yeah, if they wiggle after you shoot them, that means you have to get your shotgun out to kill them. Jeez.
You? No. That is a man. He is
Pistols
dead.
do normally suck in Resident Evil games. Like, Leon's pistol's the exception.
Yeah. Okay.
Ganados are a bit less bullet resistant than zombies, I guess.
They are more man than zombie. Equal part bug to man.
Well,
It's a
yeah, but you can
half-half
shoot
ratio
bugs
there. Yeah.
as well as... You can shoot man and you can shoot bug. It's just zombies kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Place the materials in the chamber.
Well, I
Synthesis?
don't
I have to
have
make
that.
it myself? Alright.
Essay on vaccine synthesis. Oh, Jesus Christ. To most efficiently synthesize a vaccine, both an antigen and an adjuvant are required. The antigen produces an immune response, while the adjuvant increases the effects of such responses, leading to increased antibody production. By combining samples of these two ingredients, one can create a potent vaccine base. By processing this vaccine base with our proprietary equipment, a larger batch of vaccine can be created with astonishing ease. What's more, my latest antigen and adjuvant samples yield unprecedented rates of antibody production, producing more than 1,000 times the yield of traditional materials. This not only makes it make it an effective vaccine, but also a potential way to eliminate existing infections. Great!
Gotta get the antigen and the other thing, and then find a machine that washes them around for us.
Then throw them into the blender.
Yeah.
Dump them into a little martini
Override
shaker.
key successfully generated.
What have we
Wiggle
here?
them around.
Override key removed.
I have a flash drive.
A USB stick.
I like that it's got the retracting head on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period appropriate tech.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am? Yeah, get down.
She's took nap right here.
She do.
Oh, you're not not dead at all. Dead people don't jump when they get shot.
Isaac Graves' diary. The pay was generous. The benefits were good. Most importantly, they promised me I'd be contributing to state-of-the-art medical tech research. For a university teacher stuck working in nowhere America, it was a golden opportunity, like winning the lottery. So I went for it, made the pitch to my family, and we agreed to move here to Raccoon City. Well, hindsight is 20/20 because this lab is a den of monsters who conduct cruel and barbaric experiments for the sole purpose of taking human life in the most sickening way possible. It's messed up, the world needs to know, but every time I work up enough courage to blow the whistle, I think of Penny and Cassie and immediately chicken out. Hi, Smiley.
Smiley.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You get out of here. Get out of here.
Get away from that PC. Run away from the PC.
I love the fact that you're able to take some time to just, like, write. That's really exciting. But yeah, get out of here. Stop looking at a TV screen? At a computer screen for a while.
Any screen.
Any screen. Stop screening and start screaming, as I always say.
Yeah, just scream and run in the opposite direction of the computer.
Heck. I love you too!
Oh, Smiley.
Smiley's great. Hey. We appreciate Smiley here.
Yeah.
Umbrella owns this town. There was this guy they caught trying to smuggle out company secrets. They essentially fed him to one of the betas. Fed him! I saw the whole thing! I got my wife and daughter into this. I just need to do my job. Do as I'm told. For their sake. Sorry, hiccup. But let this be testament that I do have a conscience and that I've learned my lesson. Well... Ah! Fuck off!
Fucking guy. Just read your note, man.
I don't feel bad for you. Get down.
Now your
Fuck.
tragic backstory. Guy here.
I don't feel bad for you anymore. Stupid. Wait. I do have stuff that I can get rid of though, right? Oh, fuck. Keep doing that thing where I open up the Steam social page or whatever.
Yeah, you do.
Only you
Oh
can
wow,
see
we
it.
have so much shotgun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna store... Actually, I'm gonna store those for now. So that
Bring
I
out the
have
second half of the shotgun shells if we need them.
Yeah. Mostly I just want to make sure that, like, if I have to resort to using it, I don't use up all of our shotgun shells.
That's fair.
And it does sort of force me to keep using the handgun until we're done with it. I mean, we're done with it, but I can't, in good conscience, just leave... How many? Nearly 100 bullets?
I think literally 99 bullets.
Yeah. I can't just let that be. So...
But they're really ass bullets.
They are. But I have to get rid of them. You see. Fuck off.
I don't mind being shot.
Yeah. Fuck, I gotta go. Fuck, I gotta go. No! You missed
Normally
on.
hitting them with the shotgun does wiggle them enough that they don't keep coming at you.
We'll just do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stupid.
Horrible guys.
Please, reload faster, Jill.
I think they're down.
You sure? You
No.
certain?
Never.
Dear Dr. Emerson, I would like to formally request that the weaponry normally reserved for the bioweapon synthesis team be made available for any employees interfacing with the admission and dismissal of test subjects. These test subjects do not present the same levels of danger as our bioweapon products, but I believe that this weaponry authorization is advisable as outlined below. Recently, some test subjects have developed a new mutation granting them very high regrowth abilities. Our team refers to these specimens as pale heads. They have been appearing with regularity, but the specific cause has not yet been determined. The astonishing rate at which these pale heads regenerate makes it difficult to deliver a lethal blow with standard weaponry. Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah.
If any sort of system failure were to occur within our facility, we would be woefully underprepared to defend ourselves. For this reason, I would like to request that high-powered weaponry capable of subduing the pale heads be issued to all of our employees working in shipping and processing. This will ensure that in the event of an emergency, we will be able to quickly eliminate the threat and evacuate safely. Thank you very much for your consideration, Shipping and Processing Manager, Gabrielle Reed.
I don't know if that means you can kill him with the Magnum. I don't know if that's what that note said.
That is my understanding of it, but I don't want to waste my Magnum on him.
Yeah, and they don't...
Ah! What the fuck?
Oh, well, this one's a piece of shit, but they're not normally hurting anyone. Well, I definitely knocks him down. Didn't seem to enjoy that.
I am displeased.
Yeah, that was rude of him.
Also, I hear a guy.
He just Magnum to Mr. Everywhere. You extremely got him.
I didn't mean to use my Magnum.
It should count as if having hit one extra Mr. Everywhere from somewhere else in the game.
Honestly.
You destroyed that one.
Okay, we're gonna do this. The issue is that they are... No matter what I do, it's just bad. Can you fuck off?
Is it that they're both... She holds them the same way?
Yep!
Because they're both handguns, yeah.
It's fine.
Boys regenerate too fast. You have to kill them in one hit, so...
You have to big kill.
Yeah.
Well, I big kill.
Big.
All transit within the United States is to be made
know him.
via helicopter. Yeah. Take extreme care during takeoff and landing, as shock to the parcel may potentially lead to self-activation. We here at the European branch are excited to hear your thoughts and evaluation of this newest prototype, and are pleased to offer the specimen to you for testing. It has been through numerous trials and possesses incredible destructive powers, so please exercise extreme caution when using it. Thanks, Dr. Herman Frankel.
Frankel's just a funny name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
It's just got an L on the end. Where it would just be Frank otherwise.
I need this man to leave me alone.
I think they have that move. Heck. It's happening again.
Also, what the fuck did they do to my inventory? I'm gonna eat that, because we're close to needing it anyway. Wait.
Now we can't make big hope.
I'm an idiot.
No, it's fine.
I am.
There is so much stuff around in this game.
It's rude! It's rude of them! I swear to God, if that box doesn't hold a hip pouch, I'm going to scream.
Come on, pouch. No dice.
Ah! I hate this. I hate everything.
That looks like acid rounds too. We actually won that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is... Storage is back that way. It... kind of worth it to go. Where the fuck is the door? There's a guy here, though.
Oh, it's Wibbly Man.
I like that they have just vacuum sealed dudes in here. And
I think that's how they're shipped to Nemesis server.
absolutely,
Still
they
in
just
his
vacuum packed
original packaging. It was a collector's item, but they went and broke the seal.
Dang, those monsters.
Yeah, that's the worst thing Umbrella's ever done.
Okay, that can go away, and I don't have any other gunpowder that I want at the moment, so that can go away. Actually, that can go there. So I have to go back and get the things.
Also, just for chat, hey everyone, don't work at Umbrella.
It's bad there.
They frequently, all of the staff except like the bosses get eaten by zombies or like other weirder, worse monsters.
Yeah. Or they turn you into monsters?
Yeah, just as a joke. Or just to see what'll happen.
Yeah. Okay, I know we just went back, but I am gonna go back so I can put those things away, because that is where we are in the game now.
Yeah. Unless you're like indispensable, Umbrella is happy to kill you as a joke.
Not even for science, just because they thought it would be funny.
And even if you are indispensable, they might still kill you. They'll just be
Yeah.
sadder about it. Birkin was like one of the top guys. They didn't
Yeah,
want to kill Birkin, but
Birkin
he tried
kind of
to
went.
shoot at one of the hunks team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he kind of went rogue. Really.
He did go rogue, but they still didn't want to kill him. They were going to
Yeah.
take him alive, and then he
And then he was like,
He
haha,
pulled out
jokes!
a
And he stabbed
pistol.
himself.
yeah, he did, and then he ate everyone except Hunk, and the rest is history. Apparently they've started like trying to say that like Hunk stands for human unit never killed, and it's like, nah, it's just Hunk. Also, that's stupid. Also, it's just Hunk.
It's just Hunk.
That guy got destroyed. What is he doing?
Well, he's dying now.
Wibbly boy.
Power. Okay. Is there... It's not a hip pouch. Sir?
It's just wibbling down there. It's just having a wibble.
Well, he can wibble all he wants. I will shoot him every time he wibble, though.
We do have 100 pistol bullets we're trying to get rid of. You probably don't want to wibble here, guy.
Right? Oh, and that's where I need to go back to, so I don't have to worry about that at the moment. Well, I hate it in
This
here.
could be a problem.
Those are Mr. X's.
Oh, those like crap ones of Mr.
Yeah.
X. They're still trying to build them.
They are kind of lumpy.
Mr. X is the old model now. It's all about that new Nemesis technology.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
It's just a hat.
Is it?
It looks like it.
Box.
That's why they keep their explosive bee. To use the jar organs as landmarks.
They're so lumpy.
Hey, the hunters probably didn't just like escape from the facility. They probably released them on purpose to see what would happen.
Oh, absolutely. He's my
Yeah.
favorite.
That's a very wibbly Mr. X. They're trying their best, but it's really hard to get them looking right.
I like them. They're lumpy.
Gosh, they gotta make those dollars. He's gotta look perfect, even if the wibbly one's really good.
But
Who's gonna buy a wibbly Mr. X?
me, I would buy a wibbly Mr. X. Fuck off!
I don't think you have the Wibbly Mr. X dollars required to buy a Wibbly Mr. X.
I don't, but if I did, imagine. Oh my god. Piss! Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. He dodged through my bullets.
Look
Where
at
are
him
you
go.
going?
He's so wily. Also, look at that butt.
Bum.
Look at that bum. Hey.
Please. Stop! You have
Please,
to fall down.
Fall down. You know you want to fall down, zombie.
Holy shit. I'm not feeling great.
We're a little ropey. Got stabbed a
Yeah.
few times. Finally got rid of some of those pistol bullets, though.
Yeah. Acid rounds.
Yeah, acid rounds seem like a good thing to stock up on if we're feeling like we're getting close. Well, I mean, we're in the Umbrella Lab. We're
Yeah.
definitely close.
We are at the end.
There's
Expression of concern.
a little action figure up there, by the way, on that shelf.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Right there.
Yeah.
Please allow me to send my heartfelt congratulations to you and your colleagues at Umbrella Europe for completing Nemesis, a truly remarkable achievement in the field of bioweapons research. Introducing a parasitic organism into a tyrant's brain to gain external control of it? How can I not marvel at such a wild idea? However, from a medical perspective, I must emphatically state my disapproval of this shift away from established Umbrella policy. By turning to the use of parasites, you are setting a dangerous precedent. Viruses can be kept in check. I believe an effective vaccine can be developed for any virus on Earth, with abundant funding and a bounty of samples, of course. Can you say the same for parasites, however? Doctors have tried in vain to develop a vaccine for malaria. Parasites like Plasmodium are far more genetically complex than the T-virus, and to think they will submit to control is utter folly. Perhaps in your country, consumers are willing to buy automobiles with no brakes, but here in America, they know better. No, we don't.
You literally buy Teslas?
Then again, I recall you have a degree in economics, so no doubt you've already devised a brilliant marketing strategy to win over the naysayers. I look forward to your talk at the forum in Berlin next month. In the meantime, I shall be exploring medical solutions to this hubristic problem you've foisted on us. Sincerely, Nathaniel Bard.
So
What?
it's called the Nemesis.
Listen, Mr. Bard, that is my magnum, that is a shotgun, but you know what? That's fine.
Oh, the head went explode.
Yeah, I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
That's fair. We got the shells.
I said, no more. Fuck, okay.
So much things.
No more things, please.
An
Check
adjunct.
off
Oh, cool. We got liquid.
Antigen.
It's the antigen.
So can we put those together, or do we need a machine for that?
We need the machine. But before we go to the machine, I think we'll run to the box again so I can put some shit away. Because, oh
Just
boy.
give us so many things. We only have so
Right?
many pockets, Kim.
Game, I love that you want to give me items. However, I don't have the pockets for your items.
No bullets in this game.
No.
Sorry, I can't help it.
Figured as much. Fuck. It's bad here. It's a bad room? This is a bad room that we are in. We have found ourselves in a very bad room, everyone. Hey, it's a bad room here. Hey, it's a bad room.
It's a little bad. At least none of the tyrants got out.
For now.
They'd be
Ugh.
wibbling after us.
It'd be horrible. Just aggressively
Squiggling down the
stomping.
corridor. Yeah. With the one good leg, and then the other just like drags along the floor like a limp noodle.
I love limp noodles. Oh, limp noodle.
Noodle tyrant, best
Yeah.
tyrant.
Win noodle tyrant. I love noodle tyrant. Yeah,
Spaghetti tyrant.
Okay, what do we have? We store you. We store you. I take you. I combine you. We take you. And I think that's all we take for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll store that. You know what?
We got green herbs. Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm hoping we find one,
Yeah, we should do.
which is the only reason I'm keeping the red on me, because otherwise I would just put it away, but like, I'll need to come get it anyhow if I do find a green herb. Where? Here. I just want to make sure that I have found all of the items,
That's fair.
which I think I have. I think all that's left is computer? No.
I'm gonna sell all the treasure we found to the merchant and be bazillionaires.
Oh god, if only.
Unauthorized materials detected.
Hmm.
Either I've got this wrong or I'm missing a step.
Do we wiggle both
Unauthorized
files together
materials
and then
detected.
do it? Or is there another computer to wiggle them together? Okay, no, you just pour the gunk into the other gunk.
Okay, but they made it sound like I needed to do... Like I needed to have the machine Huh?
Huh.
Mid.
Okay, we probably want it in the green for all of them, you'd assume?
You'd assume. Oh.
Hey!
Okay. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did for any of that.
Good thing Jill's smart. Just press all the buttons.
Synthesis complete. Please remove the vaccine canister.
Oh, it's a nice color.
I like it. Now inject yourself with it.
Are we already vaccinated? I know we got cured. What did we get stabbed with by Nemesis?
That's a good question. You should be very careful doing that, Jill.
Also, you don't have a knife.
Yeah, wait a
There are many
second. Where
problems
did you
here.
get this?
Please don't cut your own throat with a knife that you just made up.
Oh, I keep trying to hit control to crouch.
There is a lot of crawling through vents while the camera just stares up Jill's ass.
Yeah. I appreciate. Oh my god, sir. I do appreciate the fact that I can angle the camera upwards so I am not just staring directly at it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is still. Oh, you want me to. Do you want me to keep pressing W?
This
I
doesn't look like a mash prompt, but is it a mash prompt?
No.
Do you
it's
hold?
definitely- I have no idea what any of this means. I'm holding, and that
Oh,
appears to be working.
it holds. This is fine.
But
We're
when
fine.
I was doing that before, she would still wiggle backwards. I don't know. That's hey, Capcom. We gotta talk about the weird prompts that you have offered in 3. None of them make sense to me.
That
I'm
a weird one. That was nonsense prompt.
right?
Like, if it's a hold prompt, it shouldn't flash?
Yeah, yeah. Flashing implies like either like having to like tap, just tap in some capacity, be it slow or fast. There is tapping
Yeah.
involved. It was weird. I didn't like it.
I reckon we might be doing a nemesis fight, so
Yeah.
it might be time to put the shotgun, the pistol away and pull the grenade
No.
launcher back out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Wanna loot and just because. It's gotta be fully loaded when I put it away.
And you throw it in the trash forever.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
It did just give us a lot of grenade rounds. We're definitely fighting nemesis.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Put the red away and just say, like, if we don't find a red and a green in there, it's fucking fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Just, again, expecting boss arena next room.
Mm-hmm. Let's get some acid rounds. But what we'll do is this.
Nice.
And then take out, I guess, more mine rounds?
Anything. We've got so many rounds.
Yeah.
I'd say mine rounds, unless there's like something specific it wants us to do with them, in which case we'll probably find them in the room anyway.
Yeah.
They're basically just explosive rounds to me.
That makes sense. I'm tempted to put the Magnum away.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we sure?
I can see putting it away. We only got so many. We got so many grenades.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. This facility is to be used for the dissolution and disposal of test subjects used in Nest 2 experiments. The potent solvents used will ensure that any biological matter within the vat, living or dead, is completely dissolved and ready for disposal. Please follow all safety protocols when using the disposal center. Always confirm that no employees are in the chamber before beginning the dissolution process. Always use the regulated amount of solvent, regardless of the volume or mass being disposed of. If a test subject reacts violently, do not halt the disposal process. Leave the chamber filled for at least 12 hours, then check for complete dissolution before draining. Yikes.
What in God's name is this place?
This is where they dissolve the people.
Right?
Even if they don't like it.
Jill, we just read this. We understand. Oh. Oh.
Okay. We're good.
I was kind of hurting.
Yeah, you are, Aja.
I'm sure it'll give me health items down here as well. And we still have the first aid spray. So, you know. There's nothing over here. Okay. Hey, Nummy.
Oh, he's such a chunky lad!
He says,
I do genuinely love this. Nemesis is just perfect.
yeah, no, Nemesis is rad, and I love what they've done with him. Jill, you didn't put the thing in your pocket very well.
Nikolai, don't! The city needs that vaccine!
More than I do. I don't think the wisdom I'm trying to impart on you is getting through. Now I know you can't put a price on life. But I'm in this business to get paid. So let's make a deal. You go down there, battle the Nemesis, and I'll recall it all and sail the combat out. Put on a good show, and maybe I
I
don't
kinda
need a
love him.
vaccine. Good.
He's a decent enough baddie. It's
Yeah,
just
he's crap
unfortunate
in
that
the original. But
yeah, it's
I
still
kinda love him
unfortunate
here.
that he's playing, you know, baddie with Nemesis involved as well.
yeah, it doesn't need a human baddie. There was a problem with the original as well. Like, there's just no need for a human baddie when Nemesis is here.
Oh, okay.
He has got goop on him.
Jill, you need to do a dodge thing.
That was cool. I just like how bright they shine when you stab them on it.
Yeah.
Hey, he's laying this less than the acid rounds.
Oh.
He's reacting more to this.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the last of our minds.
That's fine, we got explosive. Same exact thing. And we got fire.
Hold on.
I'm sure we'll have to do something with that at some point.
Yeah.
Shooting him did seem to be working though, like he is getting bloody and stuff.
Yeah.
And he is flinching.
Well, that almost did not hit.
And I feel like at this point Jill would have said like, oh, I need to shoot the tanks if...
Jill, is
Oh.
that you?
Carlos?
Carlos, where have you been?
Let me spot for you.
Good idea.
Oh, he gunky.
He's having a run there, the Nemesis. Okay. What did that do? Oh, he does run on stuff. Heck.
Fuck.
Oh god. They were a good shot.
There's his gunky.
There's his gunky. Whoop.
That was horrifying. I was certain I had fucked that up.
Oh, he's doing dog moves again.
Here comes some more.
Destroyed. Magnum would have been good for this, but I'm sure the shotgun's doing fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed with the Magnum, but I think it's just like the game set to like use it on regular enemies. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a cool special thing. I guess we just shoot zombies with it. Like in classic RE games, you do not shoot the Magnum at zombies under no circumstances.
Got some more incoming.
Yeah, I know.
When you have enough shotgun shells, you use that on zombies, never the Magnum.
What
Oh.
is he doing up there?
Hanging out?
Fuck! Well, it took me a minute to figure out where he was. Ow.
We know what it means if Kalashev's number 7 now. He's not calling bingo. Where'd everybody go? Bingo?
Do you want to start jumping on things again? Because that would be cool. I mean, I'll do a shoot on you.
Oh, he's doing it. Dog time.
Comes some more.
Very excited.
Jill! We
And
gotta
maybe you
talk
can't-
about your...
Oop.
Well, I'm dead.
Maybe you can't
Wow.
dodge the big jump.
Yeah, which is
Like,
kind
you
of
should be able to, but I just...
horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly pleased about that.
Well, you have to save the mines now.
Yeah.
Although we also know you can hit him with the regular grenades there.
Yeah.
And we were kind of underwhelmed by the acid rounds.
Yup.
I'm not sure if they were like hurting him, but they didn't. He didn't stop.
Didn't seem like it. I'm sure it was doing something, but I couldn't see that, and therefore
Yeah.
they go away.
Oh, don't start with the mine rounds, by the way. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
saw you loaded them.
Yeah, no, I don't plan on it. I don't plan on starting with them. That is. I will take some more of these, but I will.
And we'll get 3 more fire rounds when we go in the room. So
Oh, let me store that.
no, have to have that so the man can steal it.
I am gonna take.
We do get 3 more fire rounds in the room.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna take out another one
Sorry.
of these.
I don't want to confuse you. Oh, Magnum.
Yeah.
Fancy. Ah, never mind. You already got those. Can we
Okay.
load the launcher with something that isn't mine? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna start with this at all, I don't think.
Okay, I was just scared we were going to use them by accident. We didn't realize straight away though they are very shiny. We can burn one by accident if we need to.
Yeah. Because I brought 2 stacks with me, so I think we should be...
Oh yeah, yeah, you have loads in it. What am I
Yeah.
talking about?
Just
Man gonna
making
steal the thing.
making sure I'm staying on top of it, and I
Nikolai,
appreciate
don't.
that.
The city needs that vaccine.
Does
I know it's a silly day. So I'm trying to say the things when I remember them.
it? No, I appreciate it.
They're gone in 10 seconds if I don't.
Yeah, that's a mood.
I like
Right,
his
the
dress.
It's very nice.
Oh, what the
Whoa!
fuck?
Huh?
You can use witch time in this? Bayonet?
I didn't know you were a witch. Oh fuck. No, why didn't you stop dodge? Oh my god. It's just reloading
She was
so slowly.
Busy. She was thinking about shotgun.
She needs to not think about shotgun, I think, is the thing.
What she thinks about shotgun is what she thinks.
Oh my god. Okay, there he goes.
Oh, that was quick. Wait,
Yeah.
shotgun's really good, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were doing that much damage.
Good gun. Okay.
It is. It's just good against everything, and you get a ton of ammo for it.
I am gonna put the mine rounds back on for now.
Well, that's a good
Because he's
good
gonna
move for this.
Where did that go? Are you kidding me?
Okay, he did definitely run on top of the mine there.
Where is that going?
Slightly.
Where?
One? Tank 1. There's Tank 1. I don't know what you do about it when he's hiding behind Tank 1.
Where
Yes,
the
that-
fuck are these?
You're aiming way too high.
Because I've had to with the other ones.
Well, apparently these ones just go straight.
Stupid.
They're very good mines. They're very aerodynamic.
Stupid. I hate that. I need all of my shots to be consistent.
Right in the bomb. In which time?
Where are you going?
Okay, he dug now.
That also like veers off to some side. I don't like it.
Look, they're trying the best, Kish. They're being the best mine rounds that are out there.
No, I hate them. Where did you come from? Ah, that's me.
Hey, thanks, Nemesis.
That was me. Where he?
Oh, he going around.
Well.
What?
Oh my god.
is probably her.
Probably. I want the items that are around here. I know they're here, sir.
Whoop.
Why are you giving me handgun
Cam,
ammo?
don't give me handgun. We don't need the handgun ammo, Cam. We're good, actually. This isn't the time for jokes, Cam.
Oh.
Dog move? Dog move.
Fuck.
We know, Callus. Whoop!
Stupid. Stupid.
Oh,
It takes
hey,
so
you touched
fucking
it.
long.
Oh! Oh. I was hoping... Oh! Oh! He's wibbling, he's wobbling! Keeps falling
Do it.
down!
Do we do it?
Comes a crane. Use it to climb up.
Come on. Come on.
Where did you get that hung gun?
Oh!
Wow!
Hung gun! Hey!
He teeth break! Those don't go back in!
He's gonna be really mad when he wakes up because that is absolutely not gonna kill him. Please turn on the acid machine once we're out of it.
Immediately. Just start doing it now, please? Actually?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good idea.
He doesn't like it.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's goop now.
Okay, I'll meet you up ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jill Valentine, and this has been the worst day of my life.
Where did you go?
I have...
We
Oh
got
my
Nemesis down with a question mark.
And an exclamation point!
Oh!
Nemesis down?
I have to get that vaccine back.
I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess...
We dropped off some shotgun shells, we're good. And we still got the acid rounds, and I'm sure they do something. We're fine. We don't have any magnum rounds, so that might as well go in the trash.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll take the last of the acid rounds, as well as... Hold on, I just need to... No, that's better. And... What are you doing? What was that? Game, what were you trying to accomplish there?
I thought you were calling me out for yawning.
Oh, no, I didn't even hear it. Fruity,
Dang,
why
I
are you
should have said
yawning?
nothing. No, I'd never do that.
Uh-huh, okay.
What is that? Oh, there's an item there.
Yeah, I'm trying to make space for it, is the thing.
Whose item is this?
It's just gunpowder.
Oh, fuck off gunpowder. We don't need that. We have loads. We have gunpowder at home.
Oh, but there is... Hold on.
Well, that we could use.
Railgun!
Why is there a
Development
railgun?
code name, Finger.
Finger.
Extreme firepower provides the secondary benefit of completely obliterating the target, leaving no trace behind. This thing is totally rad! Tyrants out of line? Just give them the finger and problem solved. Fucking idiots. Packs the firepower we need. It would be even better if there was a way to control the output. Mobility may prove to be problematic in the field. Perhaps its platform could be refined. Requires multiple power sources. Maybe difficult to secure in practice. Could you consolidate to a single power source? Well, I have to put some
we can
gloves on, because my hands are cold.
gaming gloves.
Gaming gloves, it's game
For extra
time.
traction. Yeah. That'll eliminate the delay in the terrible PlayStation controller.
Sounds about right. No, that didn't make any space. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. We'll just store that. We'll grab that. No.
Just can't resist. You gotta get every treasure.
Listen, if I'm gonna have to dump my inventory to get this first aid spray, I'm gonna dump everything. So I can get all of the things, okay?
That's fair.
Okay.
So we should reload the bloody shotgun while
Yep.
we're here. Yeah, you're on it.
And then we saved because we messed with our inventory.
That was again while I was remembering, because
Yeah.
I remember
No,
how annoyed you got during the boss fight when she had to reload the fucking shotgun.
She's so slow and she does it!
She
It
doesn't
looks like
dodge
she
while
does it
she's
quick.
reloading. She's concentrating.
She got...
Gotta put the bullets in really fast.
Give me the vaccine, you greedy son of a bitch.
No. You bring money. I like her. We shall make ours an ongoing arrangement. Now drop the gun.
Jill, just shoot him. Or that can happen. Oh, oh god, that's just a giant turd!
Slug nemesis.
Oh no!
Have you ever seen anything so incredible?
Oh,
The
gee.
This would be worth millions.
I would leave for you, funny Russian man.
Right?
It is. City's about to explode, and you can't put a price on life. Good luck.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit!
Oh god.
Hey,
That's a lot.
there's acid
What about
everywhere.
you?
We're running out
Yeah.
of time.
We shouldn't be touching that.
I know you
Do we got this though?
No.
Just so you know, this is the last fucking time.
That's very funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at him!
I do like, I have liked Jill's angry one-liners in this.
Blech.
Is that the real gun? Oh god.
I have no space for anything. I have no space for anything. Why
That's
am I
fine.
trying to grab anything?
Ah!
Where, what? Where,
You
what?
did a big hand all the way around.
Yeah. But how was I
What?
supposed to dodge? What the fuck? Huh? Oh. I'm gonna have to push those back in, aren't I?
Alright, well, you know what we're doing now. Does need power.
That is very cool.
It's very silly and I love it. Do you think we can, like, slow him down by shooting him?
Possibly.
Oh, we are really low on health, by the way.
Yup.
Sorry.
It won't let me open my inventory, like, immediately. Oh my god, fuck off!
Get him in his lump. Still hit there.
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
No, okay, I can't do it. I can't do this at all. Well,
Right.
Jill, you have to stop with the 20 million year long horrible, awful animations. My god.
He yelled and now our ears hurt. Ah!
It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, we can do this. We just gotta get rid of the lumps. They're a really good show.
Fuck.
You could with the non-mine round one.
Yeah, because I know where to shoot with them. I understand that they drop.
And it's pushing stuff in time. Yeah, you got us.
I'm still like really annoyed with the mines specifically because they change like
It's
how
really
they
weird.
shoot, and it's obnoxious. I need the consistency.
It were like obvious to me that they were going high, but when you're like playing the game and they're just not working the way they should, like I understand why. Why it's like very difficult to realize what's happening. And they really don't act down like the others do.
No. No, sir, please give me like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Fuck off.
Oh. Just squishes all the blood out of you. Understood.
No. Piss off.
Damn,
game.
come on. You already asked once. We only died once here. Inventory's still how we left it.
Yeah. Okay, actually, I don't think I need as much of
Yeah,
this
that's fair.
as I
And we don't
currently
need the
have.
mines, because he doesn't move.
Yeah. So we will take out the handgun, because at least it's something that is slightly more accurate than the shotgun.
Yeah, he's a bit, we can't really go near him because of the acid, so the shotgun is at its worst here.
Yeah. But we will still be using the grenade launcher for the most part, because it does some work.
Yeah.
Opening compartment.
Game.
Heck. Oh, that scared me when he clapped.
He said, "Hello, clap." Okay, can I skip you? Because I know what's going on.
Smashed his lump.
That, did you? How about some more?
Right, 5 pistol bullets for one of those? That's not too bad. Oh, not even?
4 to 5.
Yeah. Very reasonable amount. Less than a zombie takes.
Stop hurting my ear holes. Stop taking a million years to recover, Jill. I can't do anything during those periods of times. I can't even, like, dodge.
This is
He
such
just says,
cool design. Sorry. This is so cool.
I like
Halloween
him.
emphasis.
He's very good, and I really like him.
2 power sources remaining.
Okay, we're probably not going to be able to get all of them.
No, so
Probably going to
let's
have to
try
down him again. Ooh, going for the hard one.
Yeah, might as well.
I think we should just get it.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm a bit scared.
Right back up.
Yeah,
Power
easy.
source remaining.
He's got different lumps this time.
Can you
So
stop?
mad. I mean, think how Nemesis must feel. Been at this all day. You've ruined his nice car and his nice dress. That was made out of his nice car.
Nope. That was not the way that I told her to go. I was hitting S to go backwards. In case we were wondering. Oh, I did all that.
Yeah.
No, I did do that for a reason. I was like, oh,
I
I've done this
think-
for no reason.
I
So-
think it'd have given us the dodge, even though it looked scary, since you clicked it at the right time.
Here's hoping.
But luckily, we're out of range, so we don't need to find out.
Yeah.
Powering
You think I
up.
don't know how to fuck you up?
Jill says, I am
Cool.
tired!
Yeah, she does.
Can't blame her. Oh, buddy. Are we shoving this in his
I
mouth?
see what we're doing.
Oh my god.
Come on. Next time, take the fucking hit.
Jesus Christ.
I have loved Jill's, like, funny, silly action movie one-liners.
Honestly, though.
She's,
been
she's
very
more on the
good.
Ethan Winters school of one-liners than the Leon Kennedy school.
Yeah. Just incredibly aggressive and annoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, my inventory is full. How am I doing on health? We're fine. We're doing good. And we'll pick up.
Just fucking cool, and Nemesis is awesome, and this has
Yeah.
been great, and that boss fight was so cool.
Awesome.
Honestly, that boss fight could have gone longer. I mean, for me, I was watching it, but like,
I would have been.
it could have
fine
been
with
another
it
phase
being-
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been fine with another phase or it being a smidge longer. I'm kind of glad it's not, just because of
the one-hit kill
yeah.
potential. Yeah, it could have just. It's okay to just not give him a one-hit kill go.
Right? I was anticipating me having to shoot him like one more time, like do a third shot
Yeah.
before whatever big finale we did.
Carlos managed to stop
Yeah, I thought we were gonna set running around when the like little bit of him fell off.
Oh god.
He shot like the pat with his head on off, and I thought that was
Yeah.
gonna fight his nemesis. It was still like bigger than any nemesis before.
Yeah. But no, its design very good. He looked so
It just
cool.
looked so cool.
Yeah. If nothing else, that's one reason why I'm glad they've been like remaking, especially the older Resident Evils, just because we can get the big gunky monsters looking just super goopy.
We're not going to stop. Promised you this, didn't I?
Thanks. Oh.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
No, don't care. My client ordered me to reduce umbrella to rub.
10 minutes until missile
Ah.
impact.
The missile has launched. And that is my cue. Goodbye.
Can we just shoot this man?
Shame you didn't listen to me when you had the chance.
Ah! Okay.
Well, shoot our puppy. He's nice. Jill, shoot him. Jill, get your grenade launcher out. Take him out.
Right.
Jill! Shoot him!
I can't. I'll hit you.
Do it! You have to!
Well, now I have to shoot my puppy. That's not where I shot him, game.
Hey, I told you I couldn't leave you in a Carlos's world.
Oh my god, Carlos. But also, that's not where I shot him.
You were really going for a headshot, and he was
Yeah.
wiggling viciously to try and stop you.
Yeah, it was.
There's a price tag for everything. Even letting the world burn.
Who are you working for?
I'll tell you, if you get me out of here. I'll pay you whatever you want. You're a fool. You're a fool! If I die, you'll never find out the truth.
I don't mind a little detective work.
What a badass.
Yeah, she fucking is. This is Jill's cool.
I love Jill so much.
Like what they've done with her. The voice actor for New Jill, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. What?
Just in general, the dynamic between Jill and Nemesis.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Well, there goes Raccoon City. And potentially Carlos and Jill.
It's just like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Oh, never mind. We didn't crash. 50,000 people used to live here.
Oh, no.
No, it's Ghost Town.
It's finally over.
I thought it was Burger Town.
So long, Marcy.
So there's actually like considerably more survivors than the fall in the first game from Raccoon City. You got Carlos and Jill, and spoilers, Ada didn't die either. Oh, may have wondered when you saw her in Resident Evil 4.
I decided then and there, the ashes of Raccoon City.
But
would
Jill
turn
is the
Brownie's
only person
ashes
to survive the Ackley Mansion and Raccoon City.
once and for all.
Yeah.
She's had a real rough time.
Jill's been through it. You know what? That was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Really cool. I really liked it.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think,
you can
the
tell
weakest.
Yeah, you can tell it's more rushed than RE2 Remake, I think.
But even then, it's
Um,
like, I know that people like complained about the length of the game, but I'm glad that it wasn't dragged out any further than it was. There's only so much you can do in a city that is full of zombies by exploring the same, like, 10 streets.
And it's like, I don't know, it does need the pace to still be a fun story, because, like, there's only so long Nemesis can hunt you
Yeah.
before it gets old, and, like, if you put more filler in between, then you're diluting the Nemesis content, and nobody wants that.
No. So yeah, I don't think I have, like, an issue with how long it was.
Yeah. Did it take out the, like, choices from the original? I never really thought much of the choices in the original. It kind of gave it replay value, but, like, not really. I don't know. I've got the original one's also the weakest of the original trilogy, so
Yeah. Yeah. No,
just
that
all
was
about
fun.
Nemesis. He's just fucking cool both
We want
times.
Nemesis, and we just want more Nemesis content. That's it. That's all. It gave us Nemesis, and it gave us good Nemesis.
Yeah. Good Nemesis, good Jill. We like Kalos now.
Yeah, that's surprised me.
Why Jill never came back after this? Because I don't like. She's obviously a fan favorite, right? And like,
yeah,
they
I don't
they
know.
put her in 5 and made her a weird ninja, and it's stupid on like 100 different levels. Like, when did Jill become a ninja?
When did this happen? Isn't she like brainwashed to working for Wesker or something?
Yeah, and she has a mind control gem in her boobs, and you have to shoot
right.
it. And she's a funny ninja, and she just jumps.
Yeah, and she's suddenly blonde, and you're like, "Who's this
Yeah.
lady?" And they're all like, "It's Jill Valentine, obviously." And you're like, "Oh."
A giant boulder punching asshole shows up, and you're like, "Who's that?" It's like, "That's Chris. You know Chris." Everyone just became a different person in 5. 5 is awful, and I want them to like fully retcon 5 and 6 like out of the canon.
Yeah.
In this remake trilogy.
That'd be great.
Trilogy in this remake series.
You know, the trilogy with the 5 games.
Trilogy in
6
6
games.
parts.
Yeah. I think my biggest complaints about this one just come down to mechanics. I don't. The prompts that they gave me made no sense. At times, like the W one, where it's like you just need to push and hold this. That is not what that was, telling me.
Yeah.
And
Don't flash if I meant to press and hold it. That doesn't make sense.
Right? And then the E, I don't know what the E prompt was for when I was getting grabbed by zombies.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
have no
sure what
idea.
that did. I don't know how to have made that happen.
I kind of like. I feel like maybe it like reduced the damage you were taking, but it didn't make any difference whether you filled the bear up or not in terms of like what happened on screen. So who knows? We just don't have that information. It was not given to us.
Well, that's the thing. Like the like bar filled up even if I wasn't hitting E. And
that's
so like
weird.
I don't know if I was fighting to keep it not filled or if I
felt
wanted
like
it to fill
A
or
weird
if I
timing thing.
Yeah. It's just not conveyed at all. Listen, I have been playing video games for 20 plus years. I don't know what the fuck that prompt was. I have never seen this prompt in my life.
we have established like the way you do prompts, and this game just disregarded that.
It said, actually, what if we do something else? And it's like, no, please, no. That's, I think, really my only complaint.
Yeah.
Is
I
just...
think beginning were
mechanics.
kind of rough, and I didn't like the bugman who made you throw up everywhere.
Yeah, that was.
The first stream
Not
was like,
great.
I'm not sure how this is gonna go, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It was.
But then we
it
got
was a rocky
Nemesis,
start.
and it became lovely.
Yeah. Oh, I got a C rank. Ooh, don't look at that. Ignore that.
We did save a lot of times. It's probably
Yeah.
mad about that. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's a pass. Who's dead? Is it us or Nemesis? Come on.
I do think that there is, for like the speed run on this, it wants you to complete the game in under 3 hours. That feels incredibly doable.
Yeah. New Game Plus.
Considering,
Get a grenade launcher out and just jog through.
right? Considering I did Village in what, like an hour 45, I think.
Oh dang. That one with
Yeah.
like infinite ammo magnum or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
But Village is
yeah.
like way longer than this. There's
Way
way more game in
longer.
there.
But like I'd already done like 3 or 4 run-throughs of that and knew where everything was and was just like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's just do it. Village is very good. Listen, I love Village. I don't have that many points. Hold on. Yes, purchase. Okay, maybe
That's cool.
Maybe I play this game again and
Just to see her in a Stars uniform.
yeah.
Fresh faced baby Jill. Going on a first mission with
Look at
Stars.
her. Look at our little
Stars did not
baby.
last very long.
No.
Stars were around for like a couple weeks and then it got.
And then it just got wrecked.
Yeah. What is Hot Doggo?
The Umbrella developed anti-bio weapon is used for those who like to show off. Like,
Why do we-
causing the target to burst into flames?
Why do we have a sword on fire? Oh, and that's Jill's Samurai Edge, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is probably not great because it's still
Yeah.
still shoots the same bad bullets.
These are horrible. I assume I have to keep these like in my inventory for
Yeah, that
these
sounds
to
gross.
Work. Ooh.
God, the spaces game. Well, I mean, you can unlock more spaces.
Yeah, but 2. I can unlock 2 spaces.
It seems like I want you to play through a whole lot of times to get all this crud.
Honestly. Gross. Okay, well, that's that. We've done the thing.
They were really fun. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, it's like I said, not as bad as I was anticipating it being. Which is great.
Yeah,
I love it when games are better than I think they're gonna be.
Would have been mad if we'd paid full. Well, wouldn't have been as positive if we paid full price
Yeah.
for it. Considering like there's a lot more content in Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil
Yeah.
1 Remake, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of rushed one. I was gonna say more words then, but oh yeah, it's had to like judge because there was so much like weird criticism, and every review of it was like, well, I didn't play it, but someone I know did, and it didn't look good, or something like.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world seemed to not have played it, but know someone who did, and they didn't think it was great. I don't know if this was the same person or.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It was fine.
Never played it. Heard it's not good.
I think for me, like, I definitely like took into consideration that like a lot of people didn't seem to like it, but still didn't want to like just be like, oh yeah, I've heard it's shit, therefore I don't want to play. But it was mostly like I just didn't pick it up, and therefore I was like, well, I'll just buy it sometime, and then I kept not buying it, and then
there wasn't the same kind of hype around it as the others.
yeah,
People
so
were so lukewarm on it. Ugh.
right. So I just
They
kept
just
forgetting
kind of
it
fades into the
existed.
background.
Yeah.
We have big Steam libraries. You gotta do something to wow us, huh? It's gonna be a minute before we get to it.
Yeah, it's a whole heckin' lot. I have 541 video games in my Steam library.
Video games.
Yeah. So do something cool to make me want to play your video game, basically. I think I finally like did pick it up because it was on sale for like $10 or something. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do that.
And you didn't play it for like a couple years or something.
Yup! Because I have 500 games in my Steam library.
Yeah.
Other shit to check out.
Played it now and we had a lovely time.
Yeah, it was great. Still like the original series, the weakest of the
Yeah.
remasters.
Nemesis is like absolutely
Nemesis is
my favorite
so good.
monster in Resident Evil. Huh?
Nemesis carried this, I think, for me as far. I mean,
Did.
like, Jill was great, and I did like having this like redeeming aspect for Carlos. That was neat. But listen. Let's be real. I'm here for Jill and Nemesis. That's it. I just wanted to see those two go at it with each other. I just wanted to see them fight. And they did, and it was great.
An unkillable, an unstoppable killing machine, or a really angry lady.
It's a real angry
Could go
lady.
either way, folks.
Listen, my money is always on the really angry lady. She's feisty.
Makes sense. She won.
But yeah, that's gonna be that for today. We did it. We've got to figure out which Resident Evil we're gonna play next weekend. If we're keeping up with the Resident Evil theme, which like I'm down for.
I'm down for it. Yeah. Got a lot to pick from.
Yeah. Alright, let's find someone to read into.
I
Wanna go say hi to
toads and
Flowers?
flowers. Yeah, we could do. Oh,
Been a
Gucky's on
minute.
again, but we did read Gucky last time.
We did just raid Gucky. Otherwise, let's go say Gucky. But we haven't raided Flowers in a little bit.
You do hate Stardew Valley
Do
with a
hate
burning
Stardew.
passion.
I don't like it. It's fine. I
That's
can.
it, Stardew.
I can deal with watching other people play it, but it stresses me the fuck out, and I don't like it.
You just gotta be optimal, and it doesn't let you because your
Doesn't
guy
let
gets
me.
tired and has to go to bed,
Yeah,
and there's still crud everywhere. And stuff
Yeah.
that needs doing.
it's
Sorry.
horrible, and I hate it, and I don't want it. But Flowers is doing some cataclysm, so let's go say hi to them.
They're trying to survive a ridiculous run as a failed cyborg full of like broken garbage that's slowly killing you
No.
in a lab, which is just the worst place to be. As the character with 4 strength
Oh,
who
jeez.
hallucinates. Yeah.
Well, that'll be a good fun time to go watch then.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Rudy for streaming with me. And we'll see everyone next time.
Bye, friend.
Bye!